Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Baker. Today I'm going to be showing you all a quick tutorial on how to make 3D title cards in your next video. So before we get started with today's video, unfortunately the main thing about editing is that it takes way too much time out of your day to finish one project. If you guys want to save time and elevate your editing skills, visit my website at pressfx.com, where you can get instant downloads and use advanced edits on your next project. Disclaimer, you will need Element 3D to follow this tutorial. Alright guys, so once you have your video imported, you're going to right click, come here to new, then you're going to come down to solid. You're going to press OK. Then we're going to come over here to our effects panel. We're going to type in element. We're going to put the element on our solid layer. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to type out our title. So this is a drop mic that I did, or a mic performance I did not too long ago. And I'm going to write out the title. I think we're just going to make it title. Title card. We're going to drag it to the middle. We can highlight it. We can change it to any font we want to do. I think I'm just going to stick with the secure expanded right here. Title card. So next you're going to do, you're going to come down to your solid. You're going to come down to custom layers, custom text and masks. And we're going to go click the path layer 1 and we're going to make it title card. So next we're going to come into our scene setup. And then we're going to come right here. We're going to press extrude. So now we got our text inside our 3D model, or inside Element 3D. So then we're going to come down here to presets. And then we're going to come down to bevels, then physical. You can play with these, just get different textures, different maps, different kind of layers to play with. So once you got your bevel figured out, whichever you want to do, you can come over here and edit it. So you got bevel 1, 2, and 3, just the different layers you want to play with. So you can also extrude it and kind of have it come out more. Same thing with the gold, you can extrude it and then maybe have this black expand in the back a little bit, so you just have a different, just different layering. And then we can come down here, go to our basic settings, diffuse color, and then we're going to turn that to red, because I think it has a red, let me see, we got a red background for the video. So if you want to change something like here, so say this isn't really reflecting right, you can come down here to our physical, you can press red, give it a red. We can also come down here, but red. And then after you have everything to your liking, it's just up to you. I probably could add a little bit more, but this is just what I think looks good, or just for the video sake. So after you have everything finished up, we're just going to come right here to OK. And it's going to automatically import to your video. So the text right here, you can see we still see it. You can just turn that off. Turn off this eye right here. And now we're going to come over here to our group 1. That's where the effect is. That's where the 3D title is. I'm going to come over here, play with your particle size. Turn it up and down. And then the main thing I like to do, so right when he walks up right here, is you're just going to make some kind of simple animation. Like this looks alright, but you don't want to just leave this blank right here. You want to animate it. That's the point of Element 3D. You want it to look 3D. You want it to have some kind of motion to it. So we're going to bring this particle size right here all the way down to 0. We're going to come down here to rotation, and we're going to keyframe all these, and we're just going to play with the different rotations. So once it comes in, go a couple frames up, and we're going to bring that scale back up. We're going to bring all these keyframes right here back down to 0. And then next thing we're going to do, come down here to toggle switches and turn on this motion blur right here. Just so when it moves, you have a little bit of a motion blur. So if you come down here, click this arrow, press effects, come down here to element, you're going to see the keyframes. Come down here to group 1, particle look. So you'll see the keyframe for the particle size, and then come down here to rotation, and you'll see the all the keyframes right here. So you're going to right click, come down here to keyframe assistant, and then you're going to ease all these in just so it looks a little bit smoother. So it comes in like this. This looks alright, but it's not the best it could be. So actually, I think I'm gonna get rid of all these keyframes except for this bottom right here. And want to play around. Make sure you have all these effects at 0. So it kind of spins in. So another thing you want to do, you're going to want to highlight, you're going to click on one of these keyframes and you're going to come to your graph editor. So this right here, so it makes it look pretty good. So you kind of play with the editor, how it comes in. So when you bring this up and you have more of a sharp turn, I mean the title card or the 3D object is going to come in fast and then smooth out. So when we scale it up, it'll come in quick and fast instead of coming in slow. So you see it comes in real quick. Might be a little bit too quick. Bring this. Something like that. And then we're going to same thing. We're going to come down here to the rotation. And we're going to do the same thing. Simple, it just comes up. And we're gonna add a couple more things just to add a little bit more sauce on it. We're gonna come down here to deform. We're gonna make sure it's enabled. We're gonna play with either the twist or the taper. We're gonna do the taper, we're gonna enable. We'll come down here to our beginning keyframe. Actually, we're gonna bring it up a little bit. Not this one right here. But let's see, this one right here is gonna twist it. So just kind of deform it. Like, I don't even know, like you can just play around with it and see whichever ones you like. But sometimes for some videos, I like to just fully deform and make it look crazy. So you're gonna make sure you wanna save that because this is taxing on the computer. So we got it coming in like that. So we're gonna come back to the beginning. Whichever ones we change, we're gonna keyframe. And then right when we come back to the beginning, we're gonna bring these back down to 0. So you see right there, we're gonna come down here, go to our deform layers for our keyframes, go to twist, and we're gonna keyframe, and we're gonna do the same thing. These E's, select these, and come over to our graph editor, and same thing, bro. We just want to make all of them come in. We're gonna do one at a time though. Trying not to make this too long, but that's a decent come in for the title. All right, so after a while, I actually ended up changing the font. I think this font looks a little bit better for the title. So for your name for your artist, so this artist name is KJ Kemp. So usually for these 3D titles, I usually don't make everything in 3D. We can just make the name of the artist 2D, just to add a little bit of contrast on it. So we got KJ Kemp right here. And sometimes I like to put it right here. You can put it right here, right here, right here, right here. Whichever looks the best, but I think I'm gonna put it right down here at the bottom. Put KJ Kemp. So right when it comes in like that, put KJ Kemp, and actually we're gonna put your director. So when you direct a video, or if you're editing or collaborating with somebody, you're gonna wanna put your tags where you wanna make sure people know who directed the video. So directed by Baker Visuals. I'm gonna highlight that, and we're gonna just bring this size down a little bit so it fits underneath. Bring this a little bit more up, just to add a little bit more. But you want to make sure people know who edited or directed this video. So now we got it coming in like this. So once this comes in, good effects to add that are very slept on, and I feel like people don't really use them. We're gonna come up here to our effects panel, and we're gonna come down here to animation presets. We're gonna come down here to presets, and then we're gonna go down to text. We're gonna go down to text and then 3D text, and all these right here. So we got animate in, animate out, blurs, curves, spins. So we're gonna come right here to animate in actually, and these are a whole bunch of different animations that are pre-made by After Effects that you can use for whatever you're trying to use. So my favorite one, I'm actually just end up typing it up. Opacity. So opacity flicker in, that's probably the favorite one. That's probably the one I'll be using the most. So I'm just gonna drag that on to our KJ Kemp directed by Baker Visuals layer. And we're actually gonna color these. It's best to color your layer so you know which ones you're clicking. You don't wanna just accidentally start dropping stuff. So right here, so once you drop it on, it's in the animation and kind of flicker in like that. So just like that. Simple title card right here. And one more thing we're going to do before we wrap up. Right when this comes in, we're going to add Gaussian blur onto the bottom of your video layer. Now, right when this video comes up, you're going to come in, and this is going to add just a little bit more sauce onto it. You're going to blur the background, so it's kind of like the camera focuses in on the animation. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic or something coming in. And actually, we're just going to tweak with these presets real quick. We want to tweak around with these with the title card 3D layer, and all these keyframes right here, we're going to bring them out some. So we want the animation to go throughout the whole video. Bring these out a little bit. Bring these out some more. Bring these out some more. Have it in there smoothly. So I think this whole process takes a little bit of time, but like I said, bro, title cards are the most important part of a video. Hey, you want to start off your video good. You want to leave a good impression so people will watch the rest of the video. They're going to be like, this is a fire title card. The rest of the video is going to have to be fire. So we got this coming in. We got the background blur. One more piece of sauce I'm going to add before we wrap this video up. We're going to come up here. This is a built-in After Effects plug. We're going to do, what's it called? Light Sweep, CC Light Sweep. This right here is just going to add the ultimate sauce on top of it. We're going to add that onto our title layer. And what this does is just adds a nice little light sweep over it. So we're going to play with the width, make sure the width is looking right. Come up to the intensity, make sure that's all the way up to 500. And then sweep intensity. So it just depends on whichever one you want, or what kind of, it depends on each shot. And then we're going to come to center and we're going to keyframe it. So we're going to put it at the beginning of our video. We're going to come a little bit over, and then we're going to put the center to the end of the video. So as you can see, it sweeps across. So coming in, simple as that. You got a simple 3D title that you can use for your next video. If you guys enjoyed that video, please check out my other videos on YouTube if you guys want to learn how to edit a little bit more or upgrade your videos. If you guys want to save time, I do have a website called PRESFX.com that you can use to buy presets. They can just save time on your edits, and they can elevate your edits so that you can use for your next video or your next project. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.